Good evening to all learners. Good evening.
Very good evening,
Good
sir.
evening, sir.
So, block 2, the
Good morning.
subject matter with entrepreneurship policy and strategy. Policy strategy. So, policy and strategy are interlinked. Here, policy, what it does not mean merely that what will be changed or might wish to happen, but if things were to change, we wish there would be better in this way or that way. What policy is changing, that it may be better for the society or for other peoples. So the gap usually exists between the question mark of what should be the happen and what is desired. ଲୋକମାନଙ୍କ ଦ୍ୱାରା କ'ଣ ଚାହୁଁଛନ୍ତି, କ'ଣ ହବାକୁ ଯାଉଛି due to implementation of the new policy. The proposed policy may be guided by an ideology. Policy ସବୁ କାହିଁକି change ହେଇଥାଏ? By focusing to the country's ideology and philosophy, strength, aspiration, apprehension, and possible threats. So these are the concepts that why the policy always changes due to creation of the new environment and adjustment with the new environment. So policy always try to cope with the situations and ideology, philosophy of the countries. But so thus policy help bringing about clarity in the direction and path of any systematic effort and define our future course of action to achieve the desired goals. So that's why the policy makers always try to change the policy, new policy formulated by the government during different time periods. But a strategy is a planned thinking. A strategy is a set of planned actions at approaching, directing, and executing the policy framework of any development effort. Jaha policy hala, that must be converted to strategy in a planned way, in a systematical way. So strategy that helps to grow the country's economy in every respect, and it is one of the directing, executing, coordinating policy framework of any development effort. Any strategy adopts a multi-pronged approach to address the key issue of development, particularly the social development, economic development, and other development. Here, the policy and strategy aimed at development of rural entrepreneurship and small-scale industries in rural and backward areas, as we have been already discussed. So policy always helps to grow the rural economy. So policy to promote entrepreneurship. The ideology and philosophical base have in fact helped lay a strong foundation for small-scale industry sector in India. When these policy bases have been questioned, the policy maker took the needed corrective actions, resulting in subsequent policy shift and change the future course of action through plan and strategic way. So government always try to implement new policy and take strategy for the developmental purposes. Policy based in the pre-independence era. Before the independence, what are the policy was prevailing in our country is particularly Gandhian policy. Gandhian policy, we have been noted a numbers of aspects on Gandhian policy. Gandhian policy ମୁଁ ଆଗରୁ କହୁଥିଲି ଯେ ଭାରତ ହେଉଛି ଗାଁରେ ଅବସ୍ଥିତ. ଭାରତ ଗୋଟିଏ ଦେଶ ଗାଁରୁ ସୃଷ୍ଟି ହେଇଛି. ତାମାନେ ଟୋଟାଲ ଆମ ଦେଶ ଗାଁରେ ଅବସ୍ଥିତ. during the British Raj, से समय जो British Raj समय रे, during pre-independence period, the British industry expanded and flourished during industrial revolution in Britain, in European countries. आमे जानी चंती जे 18th century जो विराट शिल्प विप्लव घटी थिला यूरोपियन कंट्री मानकरे सो ब्रिटेन ने यार प्रभाव विस्तार करी थिला मैनचेस्टर सब विभिन्न प्रकार प्रोडक्ट स्पेशल गारमेंट प्रोडक्ट्स प्रोडक्शन होथिला and how the affluent and plentiful production as held in Manchester and where the markets they will sell the desire the British people that only chooses the India is the best market where there is heavy demand on the garment products and the raw materials are not qualitative raw materials are not available in Britain, so that they are imported the quality raw materials from India and produced after converting that input raw materials into output, that is garment clothes, they sold to India. The British industry expanded and flourished at the cost of Indian small scale and village industry. Britain ने हमर जो क्षुद्र शिल्प कुटीर शिल्प गुडी थिला तार सहायता रे कंचा माल मान सब पाउथिले ब्रिटिश लोक माने ब्रिटिश राज समय रे, especially cotton textiles. Indian political leadership identified itself with the Indian artisans and craftsmen who are being adversely affected by the competition from abroad. And Swadeshi was the strategy to protect employment for millions of Indians non-agricultural workers. The Indian National Congress in fact made it obligatory on all active party workers to wear hand spoon and hand woven cloth, to wear khadi and use handmade consumer items, and thus become a symbol of patriotism, nationalism and political commitment against Britishers, against British industries. So, जो गुडी कामर हैंडीक्राफ्ट्स हो कटेज इंडस्ट्री हो जिते जहा थिला एया को बेस करी जो रॉ मटेरियल्स गुडी को प्रोडक्शन होतला जेबळी तुळा कॉटन चाष होतला हमर महाराष्ट्र गुजरात मध्य प्रदेश रे प्रचुर परिमाण रे तुळा कॉटन चाष होतला रॉ मटेरियल ताकू कन्वर्ट करा जाउतला कटेज इंडस्ट्री माध्यम सूता प्रस्तुत होतला से ताकू नेकरी समान सब क्लॉथ तयार करे इंडिया रे सेल करथले. So actually profit goes to Britishers and employment opportunity prevails and available in British, but in India we are in starvation, poverty and unemployment situations. So that Indian National Congress as a Swadeshi movement starts by the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi. Swadeshi movement start. विदेशी वस्त्र को वर्जन कर पोड़ी जाली दियो जो आम देश कटेज इंडस्ट्री गोटा डेवास्टेशन पोजिशन आसी पहुंची थिला. So each village seeking to develop self-sufficiency in as many products as possible implied non-aggregation of demand at the state, region and national level. Most of the traditional technique of production are labor intensive, hence employment oriented. बहुत प्रकार पुराना कालिया आमर जो techniques of traditional technique production labor intensive thila, because as we have capital deficiency, there are two methods of production we know in production sectors. One is labor intensive methods of production, another is capital intensive methods of production. India in this context has deficiency in capital, but we have surplus labor. So Mahatma Gandhi viewed in this context that how to utilize the surplus labor in our country, because we have capital deficiency. We are not investing huge amount of capital in different sectors. We can utilize the labor resources by which we can eradicate the unemployment, poverty and the standards of living will increase automatically. So the policy basis in post-independent era, after independence, so since Gandhi stood for a decentralized administrative system in which village was to be the basic unit of management, planning and administration, it was proposed by the Gandhians that it should be made obligatory for the state to pursue Gandhian ideals with regard to village and cottage industries. To promote cottage industry through directive principle of state policy on cooperative lies in rural areas, modified version, the state shall endeavor to organize agriculture and animal husbandry and modern and scientific lines. The reference to cottage and cooperative was quietly doubts, and that is why in this context Gandhian views specifically promoted the cottage and village industry with ancillary industry. So Gandhian ideals with regard to village and cottage industry helps a lot to eradicate the poverty situations from the country. Small scale industry in the post-independent era. So the basic policy for the small scale sector was first enunciated in the Industrial Policy Resolution 1956. 1956 रे फर्स्ट हमर इंडस्ट्रियल पॉलिसी रे जोटा इंप्लीमेंट हेतला जे कॉटेज इंडस्ट्री ऊपर विलेज इंडस्ट्री ऊपर गुरुत्व दिया जायतिला. द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया स्ट्रेस्ड द रोल ऑफ कॉटेज एंड विलेज इंडस्ट्री and small scale industry in the development of the national economy. The role of a small scale cottage industry is emphasized because they provide immediate large scale employment. They offer a method of ensuring more equitable distribution of employment and national income. They facilitate effective mobilization of resources of capital and skill, and labor employment will increase. And এইভাবে আমার ন্যাশনাল ইনকম প্রপারলি ডিস্ট্রিব্यूट হই পারিব যদি ক্ষুদ্র 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 উদ্যোগী সব গাঁ গଣ୍ଡা অঞ্চଳରେ স্ক্যাটার্ড ভাବରେ গঢ়ি উঠিব তাহলে দেশର অর্থনৈতিক বিকাশ সম্ভব হই পারিব. স্ট্র্যাটেজি প্রমোশনাল এন্টারপ্রেন্योর ডিউরিং 5 ইয়ার প্ল্যান বিভিন্ন প্রকার পঞ্চবার্ষিক যোজনা আমার প্রণয়ন করা যাইছি. সো 1951 to 56 ফার্স্ট 5 ইয়ার প্ল্যান ইমপ্লিমেন্ট হইতলা ଆମ ଦେଶରେ. प्रथम पंचवार्षिक योजना 1951 ରୁ 56 मसीह आरंभ होता. एथिरे अटेम्प्ट वेयर मेड टू रिबिल्ड द विलेज ऑर्गेनाइजेशन टू स्वीट द चेंज डिमांड इंक्रीज इन म्यूचुअल एक्सचेंज. विलेज आर्टिसंस वेयर एनकरेज्ड टू ऑर्गेनाइज देमसेल्व्स इनटू फार्मिंग एसोसिएशन टू इंप्रूव देयर कलेक्टिव स्ट्रेंथ एंड इंक्रीज बार्गेनिंग पावर. सो प्रथम पंचवार्षिक योजना 51 ରୁ 56 आरंभ होता. एठी विलेज गाँ गंडा ऊपर गुरुत्व देता. गाँ गंडार प्रकृत जो रॉ मटेरियल्स प्रोडक्शन करा जाउची ताकू किबली व्यवहार करा जाय परिबो, सुविनियोग होई परिबो एवं एम्प्लॉयमेंट नियुक्ति वृद्धि पाइबो, पॉवर्टी एराडिकेशन होई परिबो. सो सेकंड 5 ईयर प्लान रे आरंभ होला नेक्स्ट 56 ରୁ 61. प्रत्येक 5 ईयर प्लान में मेन फीचर गडा टिके फोकस करिवो. एग्जामिनेशन रे प्रत्येक 5 ईयर प्लान रे जदी किछि पढिला ताल ताकू यू कैन नोट सम इंपोर्टेंट पॉइंट्स. सो सेकंड 5 ईयर प्लान रे गिवन फोकस ऑन अवॉइड as far as possible during the period of second plan further technological employment unemployment such as that occur especially in traditional village industries. Technological inputs provided to encourage motivate to the rural farmers. Provide for a large measure of increased employment as possible during the second plan period. बहुल परिमाण रे नियुक्ति सृष्टि होवा पई तादरे गुरुत्व दिया जायतिला. Provide the basis for structure of essential decentralization society. से बोले तापर थर्ड 5 ईयर प्लान स्टार्ट होला 1961 ରୁ 66. सो फोर्थ 5 ईयर प्लान स्टार्ट होला 1969 to 74. प्रत्येक प्लान ने गुरुत्व दे जायतिला हमरो स्मॉल स्केल कॉटेज इंडस्ट्री की विलेज इंडस्ट्री. फिफ्थ 5 ईयर प्लान से बोले 1974 ରୁ 79. सिक्स्थ 5 ईयर प्लान 80 ରୁ 85. So next seventh 5 year plan 1985 to 90. Eighth 5 year plan 1992 to 97. Ninth 5 year plan 97 ରୁ 2002. 10th 5 year plan 2002 to 2007. So এই বলি আমার 11th 5 year plan মধ্য কন্টিনিউ अच्छी. So outcome of this policy and this strategy कौन सब जो प्लान सब हमारा बाहरी strategy the abstract of the different 5-year plan. First 5-year plan ने major step taken development of the village and cottage industry and establishment of all India boards to advise and assist in the formation of program development of handloom industry, khadi and village industry, small scale industry, handicraft, sericulture and coir industry. The khadi and village industry board not only prepared programs for the industry with which it was concerned and implemented through registered institutions of cooperative societies and by which ample employment opportunity created and the village farmers gained and profited by the implementation of the first 5-year plans and small village cottage industries given priority. And the 6th 5-year plans onwards, Government of India completely revised its policy and strategy promoting village and small scale cottage industry. Again, 6th 5-year plan ने आउरी गुरुत्व दियागला आदरे हमारा cottage village industry growth करिबा पाए. So major outcome of the policy strategy as for development of small and industries in India has been tremendously growth and achieved by this sector. The growth has been not only in the numbers of employment production but more importantly and sophistication and quality life of the people in the village area also drastically changes. So growth of a small scale industry. Small scale industries have in our development plan been assigned a vital role in the development strategy on account of some important aspects. Firstly, the development of this sector conceived to provide employment opportunity for surplus labor force available in the country. Secondly, small scale industries are considered both useful, effective mobilizing the scarce resources. So thirdly, expected to ensure diffusion productive industrial activity and avoid concentration industry and resultant flow of population and increase the employment opportunity during the plan periods. And intensive campaigns for promotion of the small scale industries like intensive campaign and entrepreneurship programs, training facilities and efficiency, creation of efficiency and identification of skilled and unskilled laborers in the rural area, by which they are given the priority and motivated for the implementation of the small scale industries in the country. So government सरकार गोटे फोकस करुले जदि स्काटर्ड हिसाब से गाँ गंडा अंचल विच्छुरित भाव में आमर देश में जदि क्षुद्र शिल्प संस्था गढ़ी उठ विलेज इंडस्ट्री गढ़ी उठ देश में अर्थनैतिक जातीय आयटा नेशनल इनकम द गैप बिटवीन रिच एंड पुअर सेक्शन कैन बी रिड्यूस्ड बिकॉज इंडिया is facing absolute poverty. Poverty is of two types, you know, the absolute and relative poverty. Absolute poverty is that अतिरिक्त चरम दारिद्र्य अवस्था को बुझाई थाए. When the people are unable to get food, clothing, shelter, जो देशर लोक माने यदि बंचिबा पाई अति आवश्यक द्रव्य पाई न थांती, that is food, clothing, shelter, ताकू कहा जिबा चरम दारिद्र्य अवस्था बा absolute poverty. So relative poverty means the gap between rich and poor sections is maximum. So relative poverty अगर कहा जाए. So particularly developing and underdevelopment country रे माने करे absolute poverty देखा जाए था. माने चरम दारिद्र्य अवस्था. बेसी चरम relative poverty also exists in our country, but absolute poverty is severe in situation. अनेक लोक अछन जो माने खाद्य वस्त्र बासगृह न पाई रास्ता घाट विभिन्न अंचल रे बसवास करू थांती, खाद्य वस्त्र इत्यादि न पाई. किंतु इन डेवलप्ड एडवांस कंट्री मानकरे रिलेटिव पॉवर्टी देखा जाय थाए. विशेष करी अति परिमाण रे रिलेटिव पॉवर्टी देखा जाय थाए. सो रिलेटिव पॉवर्टी होची व्हेन देयर इज अ गैप between rich and poor sections is vast. आम जानी अमेरिका फॉर एग्जांपल द कैपिटलिस्टिक पीपल and controls the entire economy. That means private sector dominates over the public sectors. So आउ कौन सब आमर अच्छी ये जो एंटरप्रेन्योर डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम रे प्लान स्ट्रेटेजी रे विभिन्न प्रकार टाइप्स ऑफ रूरल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप टाइप्स विभिन्न प्रकार रूरल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप सब अच्छी सो सेगुडी कहूची इंडिविजुअल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप इट इज बेसिकली कॉल्ड प्रोप्राइटर सिंगल ओनरशिप that is known as the individual proprietorship. Secondly, group entrepreneurship. Thirdly, cluster foundation focuses on NGO, voluntary organization, SSG group. Fourth रहुची cooperative society. So ये भली विभिन्न प्रकार सब rural entrepreneurship activity देशर अछि. So individual proprietorship भितरे in this it is the entrepreneur who is only 100% ओनर जने व्यक्ति निजे 100% ओनरशिप जेतबले से ग्रहण करिथिबो दैट इज नोन एज द इंडिविजुअल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप और प्रोप्राइटरशिप सो ग्रुप एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप रे हमर अछि पार्टनरशिप लाइक प्रोप्राइटरशिप द लायबिलिटी इज जॉइंट एंड सेवरल द नंबर्स ऑफ पीपल जॉइंट टुगेदर एंड फॉर्म वन पार्टनरशिप and implement and construct the small and cottage or medium scale industries. So private company अछि private limited company अछि public limited company अछि एगुडी सब होची ग्रुप एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप रे इंक्लूड करा जाय थाए प्राइवेट ओनरशिप प्राइवेट पार्टनरशिप हो बा प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनी हो बा पब्लिक लिमिटेड कंपनी हो so ग्रुप एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप रे जीवो आधारे प्रत्येक क्षेत्र रे देखिबो advantages and disadvantages such merits and demerits. Suppose advantages of proprietorship जने सिंगल ओनरशिप रे कोन सब advantages अछि बा merits अछि lack of restriction and owners enjoyment of all profits restriction किछि नै जने तार एस्टैब्लिशमेंट करिवो तार इच्छा अनुसार he can construct the industry and provide the employment and job facilities to the public. Owners enjoy full profits. Owners freedom to take all decisions. That is freedom to close or shut down or open the industry. Financial advantages achi, tax advantages achi, secrecy achi. जने individual owner secrecy maintain कर परिबो disadvantages आदर मध्यम अनेक अछि ओनरशिप प्रोबेबली लैक ऑफ एबिलिटी एंड एक्सपीरियंस जने ओनर हेले तार निजर जेति के एबिलिटी एक्सपीरियंस अछि से अनुसार से काम करि थाए सो डिजायर टू वर्क एंड विलिंगनेस टू वर्क बेले बेले डिटोरिएशन घटी थाए डिफिकल्टी इन रेजिंग कैपिटल जेति कि ता पाखरे मिनिमम थिबो सेतिक कैपिटल ही कैन इन्वेस्ट otherwise he is unable to collect because it is not partnership form of a business. Limited life of the organization may be exist for a limited time period, limited size because capital is minimum so sabuthre minimum abo size re minimum abo organization limited life rahibo ebang you can unlimited liabilities हमें बहुत हमर सरकारी टैक्स इत्यादि निजको फेस करिया पड़िबो सो पार्टनरशिप रे एडवांटेजेस सब कोन अछि पार्टनरशिप रे जॉइंट फॉर्म रे organization combine the talent and judgment and skill combinedly because two or more entrepreneurs jointly make one venture and form the industry so that joint talent judgment skill we can apply in our industry separate skill knowledge efficiency jointly combined we can implement for the organization second hochi increase sources of capital and credit obviously capital will increase so thirdly industry we can expand for the long term purposes because huge capital we can collect from different owners or entrepreneurs improved chance of growth अभिवृद्धि हबार संभावना अछि टैक्स एडवांटेजेस अछि so एथरे मध्ये डिसएडवांटेजेस अछि unlimited liabilities, limited life, divided authority, authority divide automatically because jointly we are forming the entrepreneurial activities, danger of personal disagreements, and there is no secrecy because it is open for all the members. Advantages of company manakar सब कोन advantages अछि limited liability, perpetual existence, transferability of shares, expansion of potential, and representative management. सेबळे आर मध्य कंपनी मानकर डिसएडवांटेजेस अछि like lack of secrecy, legalities of formation, legal restriction, heavy taxation, एगुडिक मध्य डिसएडवांटेज अछि कंपनी फॉर्म ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ले. सो वॉलंटरी क्लस्टर फॉर्मेशन जोड़ा क्लस्टर होची हमर एनजीओ मानकु बा वॉलंटरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. द मेन कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ NGO non-governmental organization we have been already discussed in our previous counseling. There are initiated, sponsored and constituted mainly by the government and autonomous bodies to fulfill specific developmental objectives in NGOs. These receives funds mainly from the government and channelize them through voluntary organization. Government madhya funding karthanti. That NGO also aided by the foreign grantees, and these are usually non-political in nature. NGO are non-political in nature. There is no political interference. These are formal organization with rules, regulation, procedures, with professional management. एगुड़ा सब रहिबो नियम कानून न रहले कोनसी organization do not exist. So voluntary organization सेबली these are voluntary agency initiated by individuals for welfare and development. They may or may not be registered under any appropriate rules regulations. Voluntary organization बेले बेले registration करी थांती न करी न थांती. But unregistered voluntary organizations are not benefited. Most particularly NGO गुडिक registered government रे करी थांती. SHG group, self help group से बोली हम देशर सब अच्छी cluster formation पाई. SHG group formation criteria has to be group of rural poor who volunteer to organize themselves in a group. Volunteer माने group होइगिरी organize करबे. They collect funds and they also save in different banks. Banks also provides financial assistance for different self-employment programs. Group may consist of 10 to 20 members. And disabled persons and in difficult areas like desert, hill tribal areas with scattered and sparse populations. Members of the group to be from BPL family. However, maximum 20% and the exceptional 30% of the group members can be from families marginally above poverty line. जो माने विशेष करी देखा जाई थांती BPL below poverty line जो माने सब थांती से माने SHG ग्रुप फॉर्मेशन करी थांती एवं सर से माने निजे फंड्स कलेक्शन करी थांती कैपिटल एवं जोटा को से माने सेविंग्स करी थांती बैंक रे. बैंक मध्यम विभिन्न समय रे फाइनेंशियल सपोर्ट देई थाए with minimum rate of interest. So combined community based organization हम देश रे मध्यम बहुत प्रकार community based organization मध्यम अछि जे कि सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट क्रिएशन करी थांती एवं तापर होची cooperatives particularly principles, some of the important principles of the cooperatives. That cooperative organization and association of persons usually of a limited means who have voluntarily joined together to achieve common economic end through formation of joined together the people to achieve a common economic end through formation of a democratically controlled business organization making equitable distribution and contribution required and accepted a fair share of risk and benefits of the undertaking. And valued principles, voluntary and open membership, some of the important principles possessed by the cooperative society and cooperatives, like voluntary and open membership. Secondly, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education and training, information, ये सबू कोऑपरेटिव्स रे विशेष करी देखा जाई था. Voluntary and open membership, cooperatives are voluntary organization open to use their service, willing to accept the responsibility of a membership without gender, social, racial, political and religious discrimination. Each and every religion or जे कौन सी जेंडर रो लोक माने एथरे जॉइन करि परिबे. So cooperative society participates in rural areas, also in urban areas, and the participations, democratic membership control. Cooperatives are a democratic organization controlled by their members who actively participate in setting their policy and making decisions. Men and women serving as selected representatives are accountable to the membership. All members must be accountable to time and duty. The cooperative membership is mainly focused towards the accountability to time and duty. Time means the recommended time must be followed by each and every member. जो टाइम रे सेमान को अलॉटमेंट असाइनमेंट दिया जाय थाए सेही समय को सेमान फोकस करी करी वर्क एक्टिविटीज को आगे नबा उचित. एंड दे मस्ट बी ड्यूटी मेंटेन द ड्यूटी अकाउंटेबिलिटी. ड्यूटी अकाउंटेबिलिटी मीन्स द असाइनमेंट ऑफ अ ड्यूटी. द कोऑपरेटिव मेंबर्स मस्ट फॉलो एंड obliged towards the duty assignment, because any deviation may hampers the cooperative principles or that may damage the cooperative principles. Members' economic participations, members contribute equitable to and democratically control and capital of their cooperatives, and autonomy of independence. Cooperatives are autonomous self-help organization controlled by their members. एठी आउ के सरकार इंटरफेयर करिवेनी. तांकर independently the members are control the cooperative societies. If they enter into agreement with other organization, including government, or raise capital from external sources, they do so terms that ensure democratic control by their members and maintain their cooperative autonomy. Education training madhya sethre cooperative se diya jai tha. So cooperative provides education and training for their members, elected representatives, managers and employees, so they can contribute effectively to the development of their cooperatives. So jete prakar organization thau ja thau, that the government always focuses on the social development and rural development. If the rural development will held possible, that country's per capita income is the people's per capita income will increase, that will have a very good impact to hike the national income. Hence, Gandhiji, Mahatma Gandhi and Pandit Nehru view is different. So, India is potential, possesses the labor surplus and capital deficiency. ए पर्यंत सुधा आम देश रे लेबर सरप्लस देखा जाउछि. अनएम्प्लॉयड वर्कर जोड़ा माइग्रेंट वर्कर्स एंड ट्रीटेड एज बंडेड लेबर्स, गति श्रमिक भाव रे विभिन्न अंचल रे विभिन्न काम धंदा सब करूछंती. Because due to non-availability of the opportunity in the rural areas, they are migrating to distant places and living their tradition, customs of the village, so that they are in grief, despair and pain. So जो माने migrate होचंती bonded labor हिसाब रे से माने नैराश्य हताशा जंत्रणा भितरे जीवन जीविका निर्वाह करूछन. So how can they will be self-employed? So Mahatma Gandhi and Pandit Nehru has given focused on the industrialization, but there is a discrepancy in between both the leaders, national figures. Mahatma Gandhi only given priority on the village, growth of the village area, and economic upliftment must be given to the rural poor. And Pandit Nehru given priority and importance on the modern or large scale industry and modernization. पंडित नेहरू दौथिले गुरुत्व दौथिले लार्ज स्केल इंडस्ट्री उपरे एवं मॉडर्नाइजेशन उपरे जो आधुनिकीकरण उपरे बा मॉडर्नाइजेशन उपरे दौथिले जोथि पई फास्ट 5 ईयर प्लान ने 51 नु 56 5 आईआईटी रिसर्च सेंटर फॉर द इंडस्ट्री इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी एस्टाब्लिशमेंट हेतिला प्रथम पंचवार्षिक योजना रे. प्रथम पंचवार्षिक योजना रे लार्ज स्केल इंडस्ट्री वाज आल्सो established, like Steel Authority of India Limited was organized by the government of India during first 5 year plan periods. And though उभयंकर मतामत ठीक थिला, किंतु आज इंडिया इज ए लेबर सरप्लस कंट्री बट कैपिटल डेफिशिएंसी कंट्री. But America, if you will compare with the developed richness countries like USA, where the country is labor deficiency but capital sufficiency. Another continent like Australia, thinly populated countries. Australia होची संपूर्ण भाବରେ पतला घनतापूर्ण पतला जनसंख्या बसस्ती गोटे महादेश अटे, किंतु सेठी लेबर डेफिशिएंसी बट कैपिटल सफिशिएंसी, कैपिटल सरप्लस से देश मानक. So there our people migrated, brain drain happening in our country because due to non-availability of the opportunities. So how Mahatma Gandhi given priority? Why Mahatma Gandhi given priority for the rural industries? गाँ गंडार गाँर ग्राम शिल्पीकरण उपरे महात्मा गांधी से गुरुत्व देते. तेणु पंडित नेहरू कहते जदि मॉडर्नाइजेशन हम लार्ज स्केल इंडस्ट्री हम ताहले देश रे आधुनिकीकरण हो पारिबो एवं वी कैन एक्सपोर्ट दी प्रोडक्ट और आउटपुट टू फॉरेन कंट्रीज एंड वी कैन अर्न दी फॉरेन एक्सचेंज. वैदेशिक विनिमय मुद्रा आमे अर्न करि परिबा. तेणु से मॉडर्नाइजेशन ऊपर गुरुत्व दौथिले. लार्ज स्केल इंडस्ट्री फैक्टर आउटपुट, बिकॉज फैक्टर इनपुट कन्वर्टेड इनटू आउटपुट, दैट इज नोन एज द प्रोडक्शन. थ्रू प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस factor input converted into output, like iron ore, that the gods gift iron ore. As we extract the iron ore from underground mines and open cast mines, हमें एगड़ा सु raw material extract करले. The iron ore that exists, it has no itself utilization. आयरन ओर जहाँ अच्छी माटी तले बा पहाड़ मानकरे यार व्यवहारिक उपयोगिता किछि नाही. बट इफ विल कन्वर्ट दैट आयरन ओर into iron ore converted into pig iron converted into steel converted into that machine tool, we will get the 100% utilization. So we can utilize the iron ore having no utilization in mines that exist. But if you will convert that iron ore into pig iron ore प्रथमे pig iron को जीवो. So pig iron converted into steel converted into machine tool, having 100% utilization. So the machine tool ala, we can manufacture machine tool by making assembly all the factor inputs and get the output, that is machine tool or vehicle. It has 100% utility that we can export to foreign countries vehicle parts, so that we can earn the foreign exchange. The viewpoint of Pandit Nehru. But जदि आमे लार्ज स्केल इंडस्ट्री आमे एस्टाब्लिश करूचंती आमे देश रे, ताले पर्टिकुलर निर्दिष्ट अंचल ही बेनिफिट हबो मॉडर्नाइजेशन हबो इलेक्ट्रिफिकेशन हबो एजुकेशन फैसिलिटी दिया जी परिबो हेल्थ प्रोविजन जोगे दिया जाय परिबो एवं मॉडर्नाइजेशन सही अंचल हे परिबो बट द स्प्रेड इफेक्ट इज इम्पॉसिबल एही सही अंचल रे राउरकेला स्टील प्लांट जो जगह रही राउरकेला अंचल से अंचल एरिया अंचल नहीं किसी रेडियस भितर डेवलपमेंटल वर्क है बट ओडिशार गाँ गंडा अंचल सबु अंचल को यह स्प्रेड कला नहीं ओडिशार विभिन्न अंचल जो रॉ मटेरियल्स अच्छी बा कंचामाल अच्छी बा लोक माने जो बेकारी अच्छंती दारिद्र्य अच्छंती से माने आधर किछि बेनिफिट पाइले नाही सो दैट इज व्हाई महात्मा गांधी की इवन प्रायोरिटी ऑन दी विलेज इंडस्ट्री से सब बेले कहउथले जे भारत गाँव ही अवस्थित सो गाँव को हमको विकास करबा में पड़ी थाए यदि गाँव को विकास करा जिवो ताले देशर प्रगति अर्थनैतिक विकास होई परिबो एवं हमार अर्थनीति आगे परिबो so that is only one point that how to increase the per capita income specially per capita income यदि बढ़िला ताले समग्र देशर जातीय आय वृद्धि हो सो ये जो पार्टनरशिप रे इंडिविजुअल प्रोप्राइटरशिप रे एंड ग्रुप प्रोप्राइट एंटरप्रेन्योर रे like proprietorship the liability is joint and several group entrepreneurship रे for partnership type of entrepreneurship mutual trust is must but a partnership entrepreneur रे in village area if there will be a partnership business entrepreneurship will organize there must be mutual trust परस्पर उपरे विश्वास प्रगाढ़ विश्वास थिबा दरकार besides both the partner in partnership must understand their respective responsibilities and complement each other for common objectives and goals उभय पार्टनर समस्तकर गोटे गोल ड्रीम रहिबा दरकार they have to grow and expand the business for the long term purposes so long short term period right so short period right the factor inputs we can compare the factor inputs in short period and long period we know there are four important factors of production land labor capital and organization एटा मन रखिथिबो जे कोनसी रूरल इंडस्ट्री हो बा लार्ज स्केल इंडस्ट्री हो प्रत्येक क्षेत्र रे इंडस्ट्रियल क्षेत्र रे ए चारोटी the four factors of production is inevitable for the entrepreneurial activity land labor capital and organization so land labor capital and organization but for the factor inputs as per the viewpoint of factor inputs that or the time period of production process there are two important time period for the entrepreneur the short period and the long period during short period some factors are fixed some factors are variable you should keep it in mind यदि भविष्य रे जने जने क्षुद्र उद्योगी हबो बा एंटरप्रेन्योर हबो short period and long period को मार्क करथिबो so short period रे some factors are fixed some factors are variable short period business होउची 4 मास बा 8 मास बा वर्षे ये होउची short period business during short period some factors are fixed some factors are variable the factors like land is a fixed factor and like your heavy machine tool बड़ बड़ जंत्रांक जो गुडा सब अछि एगडा मध्य माने फिक्स्ड फैक्टर टॉप मैनेजरियल एक्टिविटी मैनेजर देयर आर डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ मैनेजर लाइक चीफ मैनेजर जे कोन से छोट हो बिजनेस हो एंटरप्रेन्योर हो मीडियम स्केल हो लार्ज स्केल हो चीफ मैनेजर थांती प्रोडक्शन मैनेजर मार्केटिंग मैनेजर स्टोर मैनेजर सेल्स मैनेजर वेराइटीज ऑफ मैनेजर आर देयर जे जने टॉप मैनेजर थाए he is likely similar with like entrepreneur. So the fixed factor like land, building, heavy machine tool, top manager, এই এতক হেলে আমার fixed factor during short period entrepreneurial activities or business. Land, building, heavy machine tool, top managerial activities during short period. এই short period ভিতরে ବର୍ଷେ 6 ମାସ ଭିତରେ ଏଗୁଡ଼ିକ ଚେଞ୍ଜ କରାଯାଇ ପାରିବ ନାହିଁ। ଯାହା ଅଲରେଡି ଆମେ କନଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଟ କରିଥିବା ଏଷ୍ଟାବ୍ଲିଶ କରିଥିବା that is final during short period. And variable factors ଯୋଉଟା ପରିବର୍ତ୍ତନୀୟ ଉତ୍ପାଦକ ସେଗୁଡ଼ିକ କ'ଣ? Factor inputs, that is labor, capital and small factor inputs, ক্ষୁଦ୍ର ক্ষୁଦ୍ର ଯନ୍ତ୍ରାଂଶ, chemicals, beverage, ଏଗୁଡ଼ିକ ସବୁ ହେଉଛି variable factors. As per the demand of the product, ବଜାରର ଚାହିଦା ଅନୁସାରେ the entrepreneur during short period can only vary or changes or applies only variable factors. The entrepreneur cannot or never changes the fixed factor. For example, like during summer season, when there is heavy heat wave prevails, ଗ୍ରୀଷ୍ମ ଋତୁରେ ପ୍ରବଳ ଗ୍ରୀଷ୍ମ ପ୍ରବାହ ହେଉଥାଏ, there is heavy demand on the soft drinks, so cold drinks ଯୋଉଗୁଡାକ soft drinks like thumbs up, Pepsi and like Coca-Cola, এইଭଳି ବିଭିନ୍ନ ପ୍ରକାର ମୃଦୁ ପାନୀୟ ବଜାରରେ ମିଳିଥାଏ. So that this is short period business. So during short period, the entrepreneur, if there will be heavy demand on the soft drinks in the ବଜାରରେ, ଯଦି ପ୍ରବଳ ଗ୍ରୀଷ୍ମ ପ୍ରବାହ ହେଲା ତାହେଲେ ଏଣ୍ଟରପ୍ରେନ୍ୟୁର କ'ଣ କରିବ ବା ଇଣ୍ଡଷ୍ଟ୍ରିଆଲ ଓନର କ'ଣ କରିବ? He can utilize the entire 24 hours, 24 ଘଣ୍ଟାକୁ ସେ ଆପ୍ଲାଏ କରିବ. If there will be heavy demand on the product, only can apply more and more variable factors, that is labor, chemicals, water sanitations and like capital and small machine tool, ଯଦି breakdown होला machine tool, ক্ষুদ্র যন্ত্রাংশ সে রিপেয়ারিং କରିପାରିବ. ଲ୍ୟାଣ୍ଡ, ବିଲ୍ଡିଂ, ହେଭି ମେସିନ୍ ଟୁଲ, ଟପ୍ ମ୍ୟାନେଜର ଏଗୁଡାକ ଇମିଡିଏଟଲି ଚେଞ୍ଜ କରିପାରିବ ନାହିଁ ଡ୍ୟୁରିଂ ସର୍ଟ ପିରିୟଡ ଏଣ୍ଟରପ୍ରେନ୍ୟୁରିଆଲ ଆକ୍ଟିଭିଟିରେ. ସୋ ଯଦି ହେଭି ଡିମାଣ୍ଡ ହେଲା ସଫ୍ଟ ଡ୍ରିଙ୍କ ଉପରେ ଗ୍ରୀଷ୍ମ ପ୍ରବାହରେ, ସୋ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ he can apply more and more of the variable factors, that is labor, capital, raw materials, small machine tool, water sanitation, etc. and earn supernormal profit. ପ୍ରଚୁର ପରିମାଣରେ ଲାଭ କରିବ ଯଦି ହେଭି ହିଟ୍ ୱେଭ୍ ପ୍ରିଭେଲ୍ ହେବ, ପ୍ରବଳ ଗ୍ରୀଷ୍ମ ପ୍ରବାହ ହେବ. ବଟ୍ ଡ୍ୟୁରିଂ ସର୍ଟ ପିରିୟଡ ବିଜନେସ୍ ମାର୍କ କରିଥାଅ, there may be loss. So how loss will occur? ଯଦି ଗ୍ରୀଷ୍ମ ପ୍ରବାହ ସମୟରେ ଯଦି ବର୍ଷା ଲାଗି ରହିଲା, so cold wave will prevail, ଥଣ୍ଡା ଜଳବାୟୁ ପ୍ରବାହିତ ହେବ. So there is no demand on the soft drinks. The entrepreneur will face a big loss. ବିରାଟକାୟ ଲସ୍ ସେ କରିବ ଗୋଟେ ଉଦ୍ୟୋକ୍ତା during short period. So that short period is that period the entrepreneur may accrue supernormal profit or may face loss. During short period ଗୋଟେ ଉଦ୍ୟୋକ୍ତା ପ୍ରଚୁର ପରିମାଣର ଲାଭ ପାଇପାରେ କିମ୍ବା ଲସ୍ ଫେସ୍ କରିପାରେ. Depends on the environment situation, demand on the product. But during long period business, long period means that only focuses to the large scale industries. Long period heavy large scale industries ଯୋଉମାନେ ସବୁ କରିଥାନ୍ତି ଏଣ୍ଟରପ୍ରେନ୍ୟୁର, ସେମାନେ ସବୁ ଲଙ୍ଗ ପିରିୟଡ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ବିଜନେସ୍ କରିଥାନ୍ତି, ହେଭି ଲାର୍ଜ ସ୍କେଲ ଇଣ୍ଡଷ୍ଟ୍ରି, ଟାଟା, ବିର୍ଲା, ରିଲାଏନ୍ସ. So during long period the entrepreneur only earn normal profit. ସ୍ୱାଭାବିକ ଲାଭ ଥାଏ. ଦୀର୍ଘ କାଳରେ ବିଜନେସ୍ ରେ ଏଣ୍ଟରପ୍ରେନ୍ୟୁରିଆଲ ଆକ୍ଟିଭିଟିରେ only earn normal profit. There is no loss. ଯଦି ଆଜି ଲସ୍ ହେଇଗଲା आगु को प्रचुर परिमाण लाभ होई पारे सो ये होची बिजनेस होची 50 वर्ष 100 वर्ष 200 वर्ष long time period because all the factors are variable there is no fixed factor during long period there is no variable factors all the factors are variable there is no fixed factor all factors are variable during long period land building heavy machine tool top manager activities एवं लेबर कैपिटल जो अनुसार एंटरप्रेन्योर चाहिए परिवर्तन कर परिबो कारण लॉन्ग टाइम पीरियड अवेलेबल फॉर हिम 50 वर्ष 100 वर्ष रे से बिजनेस को एक्सपांड करि पारे बा इंडस्ट्री को एक्सपांड करि पारे ब्रांच एक्सपांड करि पारे नुआ लैंड परचेज करि पारे बिल्डिंग कंस्ट्रक्शन करि पारे नुआ चीफ मैनेजर अपॉइंटमेंट करि पारे बा परिवर्तन करि पारे during long period all are variable there is no fixed factors so तार इच्छा अनुसार से इंडस्ट्री को एक्सपांड करि पारे during long period so there is no loss during long period large scale and heavy industry क्षेत्र रे बट जोगुडा को क्षुद्र शिल्प जोगुडा हम प्रायत करा जाउची देखा जाए जे शॉर्ट पीरियड बिजनेस रे हमें केवल हमें जदि अधिका चाहिदा हला डिमांड जदि देयर इज हेवी डिमांड ऑन द प्रोडक्ट्स इन द मार्केट सो दैट वी कैन अर्न सुपर नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट प्रचुर लाभ करिबा जदि डिमांड नथिबो ताले लॉस हे पार बिकॉज़ सम फैक्टर्स आर फिक्स्ड सम फैक्टर्स आर वेरिएबल सो दैट इज व्हाई टाटा कंपनी फॉर एग्जांपल परफॉर्मिंग बिजनेस एक्टिविटीज मोर देन 100 इयर्स 1906 रु 1906 मसियारु ए पर्यंत 2021 मसिया हलानी वर्ल्ड वाइड बिजनेस करूची देयर इज नो लॉस जदि आयरन स्टील कोनोसी मोमेंट रे लॉस करी गला इंटरनेशनल मार्केट रे सो दैट टाटा सॉल्ट विल एडजस्ट दैट लॉस सेति पई द एंटरप्रेन्योर स्किल इनोवेटिव आइडियाज थॉट नॉलेज एबिलिटी एवं taking bold step risk responsibility for the business so that's why the Tata company running business more than 100 years 100 वर्ष ऊर्ध बिजनेस से रन करि सरलानी and produces thousands of products in all over the world supply the goods and commodities thousands of varieties of products produced by Tata company माने लुण पाखुर एरोप्लेन पार्ट पर्यंत सो टाटा कंपनी के भेले कंपटीशन मार्केट रु आउ ओहरी जीव नाही टाटा कंपनी के कंपीट करबा पई कोनसी कंपनी एभली नाही सो दैट इज दिस इज द टेक्निक एंड रिस्क रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी इनोवेटिव आइडियाज ऑफ द एंटरप्रेन्योर इनोवेटिव आइडियाज पर्टिकुलरली इनोवेशन इज अप्लाइड इन business sector but invention is one of the term applicable in science and technology in laboratory 2 hydrogen plus 1 oxygen is equal to water and in innovation that is invention is term only applicable in science but the similar pronunciation that term is innovation hala nutanatva नुआ नुआ व्यवसायिक कौशल कोठी सस्तारे कंचा माल पाइबा कोठी सस्तारे लेबर हायर करि परिबा कोठी भलो मार्केट अछि वेयर देयर इज हेवी डिमांड हाउ द रोड ट्रांसपोर्ट कम्युनिकेशन फैसिलिटीज आर अवेलेबल दिस इज द इनोवेटिव आइडियाज ऑफ द एंटरप्रेन्योर मस्ट possesses skill knowledge efficiency take bold step and responsibility for the business ये सब इनोवेटिव आइडियाज कोठी भलो सस्ता रे लेबर हायर कर परिबा कोठी कंचा माल अछि से पाखा पाखी हम गोटे स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्री एस्टैब्लिश करिबा कोठी भलो मार्केट अछि वेयर देयर इज हेवी डिमांड ऑन माय प्रोडक्ट सो दैट आई कैन सोल्ड and supply more and more to earn maximum profit. So modern business technique is not profit maximization but sales maximization. This is one innovative idea. आधुनिक व्यवसाय होची जेते जे विक्रय करिवो सेते से प्रॉफिट पाइबो that is sales maximization, not profit maximization. जदि सेल्स प्रचुर हैला ताले ऑटोमेटिकली प्रॉफिट आसीबो कारण कंज्यूमर बहुत चालाक जानिथिबो लर्नर्स जति गोटिए टंका डिफरेंस पाइले कम रे पाइले सस्ता रे पाइले the consumer will demand more and more and acquainted with the supplier will attract to the consumer by reducing the price कारण similar product ro varieties of company as they are गोटिए प्रोडक्ट रो विभिन्न कंपनी आजिकल सब अछि दैट इज द कंपटीशन मार्केट स्टीप कंपटीशन अमंग द एंटरप्रेन्योर सो लोक जोटी टंकाटर सस्ता पाइबे लोक से सप्लायर कति बा से सेलर कति की जिबे प्रोड्यूसर कति की से दुकान को जाय थांती सो दैट इज अ स्टीप कंपटीशन सो जे मिनिमम प्राइस मैक्सिमम सेल्स अचीवमेंट करिवो दैट बिजनेस विल रन फॉर द लॉन्ग टर्म पर्पसेस and earn huge profit जदि हमें दर दाम को भिड़ी करी बसिबा मैक्सिमम हाई प्राइस करी देबा प्रोडक्ट प्रति नो कस्टमर विल इंटरेस्ट टू परचेज और डिमांड फॉर द प्रोडक्ट जदि हमें दर दाम को उच्चार रखी सब बिक्री करबा चेष्टा करिबा कोनोसी उपभोक्ता बा कस्टमर प्रोडक्ट परचेज करिवे नाही सो मॉडर्न बिजनेस टेक्निक इज सेल्स मैक्सिमाइजेशन सेल्स मैक्सिमाइजेशन जिते हबो बिक्री जिते हबो अल्प अल्प प्रॉफिट हेले प्रचुर प्रॉफिट ऑटोमेटिकली आस्ता है नॉट प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन सेल्स मैक्सिमाइजेशन हेले ऑटोमेटिकली प्रॉफिट आसीबो जिते बिक्री हबो अल्प अल्प लाभ आसु प्रचुर प्रॉफिट आसीबो दिस इज द मॉडर्न बिजनेस एंटरप्रेन्योरियल टेक्निक नोन एज इनोवेटिव आइडियाज जदि हमें प्रॉफिट को फोकस करिवा द ए टाइम विल कम the entrepreneurial activity the business will shut down business धीरे धीरे बंद हो जिवो जे कोन से प्रोडक्ट हमें प्रोडक्शन करू था ना काहे कि we should try to focus on the sales maximization not focus on the profit maximization कारण जेते बिक्री हबो कस्टमर सेते अटैचमेंट हे रहबे with my products so that I will earn more and more profit and business will expand customer will favorable to my products and business will run for the long term purposes जदि केवल मु प्रॉफिट को फोकस करिवे the time will come the business will shut down no consumer will demand for the product this is the modern business technique of innovative ideas of the entrepreneur so that's all today in my counseling part
thank you sir
thank you thank you thank you
Thank you, sir.
thank you निरंजन किसी बुझी परलो हेलो निरंजन
हाँ सर हाँ सर सर
अभिमन्यु अभिमन्यु कौन खबर
आज्ञा सर बुझी परली सर भलो भलो सर
मॉडर्न बिजनेस टेक्निक कौन सेल्स मैक्सिमाइजेशन ना प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन
हां सर
सेल्स मैक्सिमाइजेशन
सेल्स मैक्सिमाइजेशन हेले ऑटोमेटिकली प्रॉफिट आसीबो ओके
जी आगे आगे
अच्छा कि तो जदी बिजनेसमैन प्रॉफिट को नजर रखेबे
ताले
बिजनेसमैन प्रॉफिट को फोकस करिवे ताले ए टाइम
बिजनेस डूबी जीवो हां हां यस यस
बंद होई जीवो नै कि निरंजन
आगे आगे
कारण लोक माने कस्टमर मान चाहते कोडी सस्ता रे टंकाटे सस्ता रे कम पाइबे प्रत्येक उपभोक्ता मोर कोन निरंजन रो कोन अभिमन्यु कोन चर्चितार कोन समस्त गोटे फोकस होची हाउ टू पे लेस प्राइस टू द सेलर
आगे
राइट सर
राइट ना नहीं
आगे आगे
फोकस तो मोर सबले से यही रुए
समस्त कस्टमर मानकर उपभोक्ता साइकोलॉजिकल कांसेप्ट सेटा जोटी टंकाटी लॉस कम रे पाइबे दे विल अटैच मोर एंड डिमांड मोर एंड मोर
yes sir
so I mark the full stop here in my counseling part
okay thank you sir
thank you
सर